Everyone, and welcome to this lesson. So in the previous lesson, we talked about the union and the intersection method of working with sets in JavaScript, and then with practical examples, we were able to see what a union set looks like and the intersection method of working with sets in JavaScript. Moving on from that, we will be considering two other methods in this very lesson. So the first method is called the difference method, and the second method is called the symmetric difference method. In this lesson, we are going to be examining the difference between both of these methods and practical examples of each method on how they work with sets and what to expect when you use this method with sets in JavaScript. Now, let's start with the first method, which is the difference method. The difference method returns the difference between two sets. So this basically means that when you have two sets, let's say you have set A and set B just for example, so you want to find out the difference between the two sets. So let's say the first set contains maybe a list of numbers and second set contain a list of numbers also. But in both sets, there happens to be elements that is present in one but not present in the other. So those differences are what the difference method is used for, to get or extract out of elements of a set. So you can actually use the difference method to return the difference between two sets. Now, the difference method returns a new set containing elements which are in this set but not in the argument set. So which means that by the time you have your initial set, now the argument set is the set through which you actually want to get the difference between the two sets that you had initially, as you've seen it through the practical example that we are going to be moving to next. So this is how the difference method works. You use it when you want to return the difference between two sets. So let's dive in and let's take a look at an example of the difference method in JavaScript. So we'll just navigate directly to this place. And right here is my screen. So I want to change this to difference method. And I also want to change the description. The set difference method returns the difference between two sets, which is a new set that contains the elements that are present in the first set but not in the second set. So that, remember when I talked about the argument set, so that argument set is going to be that new set which will contain elements that are present in the first set but not in the second. So let's walk around an example and see what that is. So I'll just make two sets. This is one set and this is another one, and then I can make this my argument set where I can pass in the method difference. Yes, and I'm going to loop over as usual. By now, I hope you understand what the looping over is and how to do it with ease in JavaScript. So then text, okay, this, and then outside of this, can get out my out. And right now, I'm not seeing anything. That means I'm missing something. And let me just inspect to see what I'm missing. Document is not defined. Document, not document. Sorry about that. I missed it. And now you can see this. The difference between this is 1 and 2. So what does that mean? Now this contains 3, this contains 3, this contains 4, this contains 4. Now one, and then we have two, which means that the difference between these two sets is 1 and 2. This is not 12, but 1 and 2. If you take a look at it closely. So it will solve the difference between the two sets. So what is not element that is present in the first set, but not in the second set. So we have 1, we have 2, we have, oh no, we have just 1 and 2, as you can see right there on my screen. So that's the difference between the two sets. Now let's take a look at the other method, which is the symmetric difference. So we should just use this same example, but we are going to have to change this. But before that, let's quickly take a look at what a symmetric difference method is. The symmetric difference method returns the symmetric difference between two sets. The symmetric difference method returns a new set containing elements which are in this set or in the argument set, but not in both. So the same way here, and this can change to symmetric difference. Now look at the symmetric difference: 1, 2, 5, and 6. Now set A and B, they both contain 3, 4, which means that those twos are omitted. But what is contained in both sets that are not in the second set are what the symmetric difference shows. In set A, there's 1 and 2, and in set B, there's 5 and 6. So what is unique in both sets, 1 and 2, is not in set B. 5 and 6 is in set B and not in set A, and that is why you are seeing this on the screen. So you can see that this is different from the symmetric. I think this is correct. Okay, yeah. No. Okay, symmetric difference. The symmetric difference method returns difference between two new sets. Returns a new set containing elements which are in one set or in the argument set, but not in both. So this is the symmetric difference method of working with sets in JavaScript. So we can easily see the difference between it and the first one that we did, which is this difference. See the difference. The difference is only showing 1 and 2. Check this out. Difference. It's just showing 1 and 2, which means that the difference method will only pick what is in set A but not in set B. So even if there are elements in set B that are not in set A, it will ignore them. It will only pick from the first set. And that is the difference between the difference method and the symmetric difference, which will capture elements that are not present in both sets. So this is how the difference method and symmetric difference method works in JavaScript. Thank you, and in the next lesson, we'll continue. I'll see you then.